Hello and welcome to PKRTV, the small screen stage for players of PKR.com, the world's most entertaining poker room. On this week's show, a $3, $6 no-limit hold'em cash game session where players can buy in for up to $1.5 grand. Expect the unexpected from a talented group of players that includes PKR-TV stalwart and Hall of Famer Rockin' 1900. In the commentary seat this week, Team PKR Pro and WSOP champ Scott Shelley.
Well, we are now treated to some 3 and 6 action. And I hope we're going to be seeing some Scott Shelley on Tuesday nights in Cash Game TV. Come on, son.
It's a possibility.
Oh, it's more than a possibility.
I might be able to get a seat.
Oh, yeah, well, we'll get in there on the first minute. We'll save one for you. There we go, Deal Boy. Well known at the cash game tables, accomplished tournament player too. Got a ridiculous lock on this. And Kabota Joe, we've seen him recently in a few cash game TV episodes. Not afraid to get his toes wet, but dead as a dodo here. Deal Boy's got $1.5 grand. In fact, max buying 250 bigs. That's 18. No, what is that?
1,500.
Is that right?
Yeah, 1,800 would be 300 bigs.
You're right there, mate. I'm just testing your basic maths.
Cool, man. Maths and flags, I'm telling you.
Maths and flags.
Yeah, we've got Germany versus United Kingdom here.
Oh,
just in
well
case
done,
you
mate.
wanted to,
Yeah, that's just a starter.
just a starter.
Yeah.
I want to get some proper exotic flags pop up so I can show you my skills.
We'll see what we can do.
I'm gonna call.
Yeah, well, in a way, hard to see how you can't call your opponent down there. Fairly innocuous-looking flop. And what proves to be a fairly aggressive opponent. Oh, look at this. We've got Hall of Famer Rockin'. We've got JJ Bird 22. Famous first off for his runner-up finish worth $12,000 in PKR Live 4.
What else is he famous for? You said first off, I was waiting for the second part.
Well, there's plenty of time left in his life to become famous. Famous for having a nice girlfriend.
Wife?
Oh, shit. Yeah, sorry. My bad, Mrs. Bird. Sorry. You're right about that. Moving on. Rockin' opens. He loves the action. He doesn't even have to have King 10 of hearts there. And it's a great hand multi-way, and multi-way is just what he's got. Well, strange. Well, JJ has actually got the best hand, but he's not automatically going to assume that he has 5-way on the most draw-heavy flop I ever saw.
JJ is check folding here for 100%.
Well, he's got them. I've never seen JJ with 1,500 in front of him. He's playing the high stakes now. Wow.
Here's the turn.
Wow, and they all check it round.
Who's got the biggest diamond?
Wow, only
Jenny Doom.
No, Jenny Doom, who is a Masters champion, no less, has got the only diamond. Now, what about the ace? Well, Jenny Doom's certainly going to play this. Kabota Joe, nothing here. Rockin's actually got some sort of hand. It's tricky for Rockin. Yeah, I don't blame him for making the call here. Given that it checked all the way around. Did Jenny Doom? Oh, dear, and she would have rivered the nuts for $39.
Not the nuts, but...
Really? What is the nuts?
Ace of diamonds?
Oh, I thought... Oh, no, yeah, sorry. I thought she had ace diamonds, queen.
Nah.
Yeah, you're right. Mr. Starch joins the table. Tiger Wing, another runner-up in a PKR Live, but of old. That was PKR Live 2.
I'm waiting for you to test me on Tom Buck's flag.
Well, you obviously... Yeah.
I feel quite confident that I know it, but I might be wrong.
Oh, no. Do you know what? I haven't even... Oh, I have got that information here in front of me. I feel like...
damn it.
I feel like, what's her name, who does Weakest Link?
Saying that,
What's her
Andrew
name?
Barron's flag is something that's...
Whoa. There's no way you're getting Andrew Barron.
All right, let me guess the other one, which was, I think, was Luxembourg.
Okay, well, yes, it was.
Yes.
Congratulations.
All right, now we just got to
1
get
point.
Andrew Barron.
All right. Well, whilst,
That's
whilst
a
you
pretty
get
hard
that,
one.
I fold.
it actually is. Well,
Will you give me a clue?
Yeah.
'Cause it's gonna
well,
be-
it's Eastern Europe. That's all I'll say.
I know it. I'm sick. I know it. I know it.
Starchy,
I know it.
Starchy calls the open and then gets 3-bet out of position by Jenny Doom. Plenty behind, and he makes the call.
Here comes the flop.
Ooh.
Wow.
Well, it's not exciting strategy-wise, but we like to see the money go in. Do you know what? I'd kind of like to see a 10 or a jack or an ace on the turn, just to like even the percentages up a little. But at the moment, it looks like Jenny Doom's set to lose a monster pot. Starchy, the question is, when do you get the money in?
I like to raise now.
Okay,
Yeah, I actually love this play a lot. Jenny Doom is playing like 400, I think.
Yeah, dead by the turn, and
I like that play a lot by Starch.
well, I think everyone in poker wants to flop a set against a pair, right? I mean, it's not even poker, is it? It's just the easiest way to win money. Well, flush over flush, I suppose, is about the other easiest way.
Okay.
Andrew Barron, any idea?
I think you've ruined it by telling me it was in Eastern Europe.
All right. Otherwise, you would have gone for like
Somewhere I was going
yeah.
somewhere completely elsewhere in the world.
It's a weird old flag, though, isn't it?
Is it perhaps the country known as Estonia?
Yes, it is.
I'm
It is.
sick.
It is. You're sick. I narrowed it down to like 10 countries. for you.
Nah, but it was just like, as soon as you said it, I was just like, it's Estonia.
All right. Okay. Well, then I should never have given you.
Yeah, I was going somewhere like the Caribbean or something.
Tiger
going
Wing
one,
with the suited ace queen opens, picks up a little set miner in the form of Tombuck2, which is a username I'm quite fond of.
It's quite cool.
Yeah, it is. It's a fairly innocuous looking flop for a pair of twos. It's certainly not one where, with position, you're just going to pass.
I raise.
Ooh.
A little unexpected, but at least I suppose it takes control of the hand. Tiger Wing flats.
Yeah, I mean, they're beating every single draw,
Okay.
apart from Ace King of Hearts, but I doubt that's out there.
Yeah, the question is, how committed are you to calling if you miss on the turn? Well, it turns out that he's... Tiger Wing may well think there's a chance he's ahead, but does that mean that you should bet or not? It does not, presumably.
I think check calls a fine line here. I think that they're betting a lot of the turns with a
Right.
better hand.
This is the kind of hand that happens quite a lot, I think, where once it gets checked down, which
I think
sorry, it's not going to get checked down, is it?
no, I'd be impressed if they check back there, just because I think Tiger Wing's always calling here. I don't think Tiger Wing's ever got a hand that's folding. Once he checks the river, it's obviously got showdown value,
Right.
so it takes away some of his draws. So it's a lot of ace high hands or 2-pair hands.
But Tiger Wing's calling to chop or to beat a busted draw.
But I don't think an
the
ace
hard
is
draw
betting.
got there.
I don't think you're betting for a chop. I mean,
Right.
calling for a chop.
Yeah, but you could bet to make sure
Yeah.
that you don't chop.
I mean, you could be calling, and then as he made the call, as I was right, Dan's. Yeah, I mean, you could be
Right.
trying to get ace high off the chop.
yeah.
But a lot of the time when they bet, they haven't got the ace high.
Okay.
Sometimes they will shout with ace high, as you said, yeah.
All right.
But I think just a lot of the time, maybe not they've got deuces, but they've got hands that have missed, like 7, 8, 3, 4.
Gotcha. So the bet there was kind of polarizing. It was you
Yeah.
either got the made hand or
It's once
you've
they
got
check back
nothing.
the turn, I feel they're betting strong hands on the turn.
Yep.
And once they check back the turn, then bet the river. It's just
Yeah.
sort of,
I just going back to that hand, the twos. Let's look at the way the twos played it. They
Yeah.
raised the flop. So once you grab the initiative, you should bet the turn.
Yeah,
right?
it's a good turn to bet as well.
You
I
should-
mean, the flush has got there. Your opponent's not going to carry on without a pretty strong
Yeah.
holding. They're only going to come along with
Right.
a pretty decent pair or a big heart or the flush itself.
Right, but I could understand checking the turn if he just flatted the flop and they both checked
Yeah.
the turn.
Yeah.
But when you've raised the
But when
flop,
you should really bet the
you
turn.
should bet the turn because then what
You're
happens
giving you a
is...
chance to win the pot and you're protecting your hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
And unfortunately, he did get outdrawn on the river.
Yeah, I would have
And that
checked.
was
I would have
that.
checked back the turn if I'd have flat called the flop.
And actually, it's better to bet the turn than to check the turn and have to bet the river when something bad happens and lose
Because
$89.
it sort of looks like what it was.
Yeah.
Which was, I need to win this pot by betting.
So once you've grabbed the momentum, you use it and run with it,
Yeah.
basically.
I mean, if the opponent decides to call the turn, then you can obviously slow down and just check back the river and
Yeah.
hopefully have the best hand. But once you decide to raise the flop, you should really be betting a turn if you're looking to win the pot.
Sure.
And here's the river.
Compared to Joe, I haven't seen him have a winning session on Cash Game TV, but it's a tiny sample size. The last couple of times he's taken a bit of a battering through, no fault of his own, I might add. But
I think I've come across him on another site.
Oh right, well he's
got the same name.
Well, they do exist, I suppose. I'm sure. I'm
pretty sure it was.
Sure he
'cause
probably.
I think it was him.
Okay, but he's a fine man and has done plenty of fine work in the forums. And I'd quite like to see him win a pot or two, really. Whether this will get through. Starchy's not really going to add the queen into his calculations, to be honest, is he? I wouldn't think. So it's whether...
No, I mean, it's unlikely, but it's a queen X of diamonds, really, is the only thing maybe he's thinking of.
Right. But he gets through there. He gets the jacks off on the river and shows the 6 high and wins a little pot, and that'll be something for his confidence. / her confidence, of course. And Starchy sat with 2 bags. Let's see what Ross has got. Bean Man joins the table. Bean Man, the subject of some criticism, despite the fact that he wins plenty of tournament dollars on PKR.
What's been criticised about him?
Oh, well, I think, I know that Tiger Wing believes him to be somewhat of a, perhaps, recipient of good luck and plays a little wild. But then I think the same can be said of someone like Potato Salatas. These guys, they play wild, they win tournaments, and people think that they're pretty fishy. The same's been said of Bain as well, so I don't think you can necessarily criticise these guys.
No, Bean Man did something that I thought was really impressive, which was he won a £500 GUKPT side event the same day he won the PKR 500.
Right, yeah.
Which I thought was quite cool.
Right, and I think you've got to have some real game to win these kind of short-handed, tough field type events.
Yeah, I mean, the PKR 500 is sort of like the creme de la creme.
It is. I wouldn't say that it's easy to win, certainly. Difficult to know whether it's actually tougher to win a 100-man PKR 500 than a 400-man PKR Masters, given that it's the condensed quality
I'd
of
say
PKR.
it's harder to win a Masters.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's go.
I'll show you.
You show me both. We'll just see over the next 2 years. We'll see how many of both you've won.
Just monitor my stress levels throughout both.
Oh, that'd be great. We could get one of those like heart monitors on you. We might well have to do it. German on German here. Aces against tens. 301 in the middle.
Okay, let's go.
Cabo checks and things are only getting worse for him. Out of position with 3rd pair. No redraws. And stiff, master stiff, checks it, doesn't like that turn at all, but surely has to bet to find out where
I mean, it might be more of a case of pot control, and he's just looking.
Well, sure,
I don't mind the check back there.
Yeah, I mean, Cabo had 4. Yeah, they had another.
I would have probably value bet the river though.
Right.
I mean, you can't really put Computer Joe on a jack or a flush once they check the river.
Indeed.
Because once Stiff Master checks the turn, you'd imagine that they're going to check back the river a lot, unless they're bluffing or slim value betting.
Yep. And whilst you can forgive someone for giving up a little bit of value in order to perhaps just protect their tournament life in tournaments, in cash games,
you should be looking to get as much
are
value.
only about maximising value and minimising disaster.
Yeah.
So, indeed, a little
nice
bit.
hand on the button for old Rossi. Saw him over in Dublin the other week.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got perhaps a little reputation for being a steady Eddie rather than
he got his
a wild man. But
do you want to hear how he busted the tournament?
As long as it's very short.
He shoved 18 bigs, I think it was, over a late position open with ace 8. Do you know what the guy snap called him with? The opener.
Jack 9 off?
Queen deuce off. I was like, what? What?
Yeah, but you get these nuts in live tournaments, don't you?
He was just like, we were talking about it, he was just like one of them guys, like, I'm not having these young guys run over me. It's like, Queen deuce, cool.
And did he get there?
Yeah,
oh,
busted
well,
Ross, yeah.
Good.
That's a bit harsh.
Oh, well, no, not because of Ross, because you got to keep these guys alive in the game.
Oh, Jin flopped for flex after the pre-flop shape they were in.
Yeah, he's not bad. And you'd imagine 214 in, effective stacks of 400 post-flop. You'd imagine these guys are going to be getting it in. Ross makes it 93.
Yeah, the stack size is sort of set it up.
go.
He's a good favourite now, though.
Oh,
Ooh!
didn't deserve that, I don't
He takes a beat on the river. Oh, dear. Yeah, well, deep enough in this particular game where you can afford to play a little bit passive
New
if you're out of
hand.
position post-flop rather than usual. If you're playing 100 bigs, it's
New
considered
hand.
to be pretty fishy to be, calling 3-bets out of
Yeah.
position with hands like King 10 of clubs. But here, we might forgive it a little bit more.
Especially because they're trying to just get on the TV.
Yeah,
They want the hand to be on
they do.
TV.
That is the truth.
Fold.
Stiff master, stiff.
Pass it.
Known
Go on,
primarily.
JJ, open the pot.
Yeah, play a hand, mate. Come on.
I raise.
Here we go.
I call.
Picks up a caller. Not altogether unsurprising. Picks up a couple of callers.
Here's the flop.
Short
Wow.
hand.
Do you want to flop any better, JJ?
Blimey, 82%
Jesus.
against top pair
Your battle.
with very little hope of improvement. Another king's gone for him.
I think he's rubbing his eyes before he does anything here, JJ. He's just like, oh, I just flopped the nuts with the redraw.
Yeah, the question is how much are they playing? Wow, this could be a huge pot, but a total brick. The problem is that they're playing 1,500 effective, and there's only 106 in the pot. How's it going to get big? You can't see the queen. You can't see the king jack raising at any
No.
point, can you? That's the
You
problem.
need to hope that JJ really bets strong both streets.
Right.
He needs to bet like 70 odd here, yeah, 68 at least. That's like,
It's just such a shame when you're sitting with the nuts
Yeah.
against someone with the same stack as you or more, and you just can't get it.
this is actually a really good river card for him. I
Yeah.
wouldn't mind overbetting here in JJ's spot.
Yeah, indeed. You could bet 400 just looks ridiculous. but-
400 would. I'd bet 300 exactly.
Yeah.
I think you might get gone 300.
Oh no,
You
he's
might have got the 300.
he's gone the other way. I think you in this situation. I think you might well have got the 300.
I think he looks stronger when he bets like that as well. But I
right
think
because
King Jack's just sort of like, okay, 150. Yeah,
it could be
sort
a
of what we'll call it.
9. It could be the spades that
Yeah.
didn't get there. Oh no, was it 3 spades? Oh no, that's
No,
right. It was 2 spades.
Yeah, I'd
So-
like to see the overbet there from JJ. But
Yeah, you don't see it enough.
obviously, we can
really.
see the card, so
Yeah.
it's kind of easier for us.
Yeah, that could have been a whopper, but sadly not. And tell you what, we're not seeing is really any kind of 3-betting pre-flop. It's open, call. Let's play post-flop poker, which we like a bit of post-flop poker, but I think you get a lot more excitement and nerves when the pot you're playing on the flop is 2 or 3 times the size because of a 3-bet, and then you're looking at your stack and thinking, I've only got like 2 or 3 pot bets behind.
Well, you speak of the free bet.
Indeed, I do.
There you go.
Well, and JJ's certainly got a hand that he can peel in position,
I call.
which is precisely what he
Here
does.
comes the flop.
I don't imagine we'll be seeing very many 4-bets on this full ring table. Certainly move to some 6 max at some point in the coming weeks. Check the schedule online every Tuesday night. And, well, JJ's got
Let's have
the
turn
merest
card.
hint of backdoor draws that has now been snuffed out. But JJ might just think that ace high's worth a float at least.
I check.
Wow. Cabo, explain to me, please. What's this line?
Check.
Let's see the
Um,
river.
Just, why should you be afraid of the 10s here? He's got very little value from this hand.
Yeah, it's an ugly river card for him as well. I mean, he's not going to stop him from betting for value, which is good, but...
Tell you what, a raise here would be
Yeah.
inspired,
Yeah.
and it feels like a good card to raise. It's an overcard
Look
that
at
you could.
those
Oh well,
he's made
he
the call.
called. He made the call. Perhaps a raise might have been a better option, but well, again, we can see the cards.
does help a little bit.
yeah. It does make me want to play some poker, but when I end up not being able to see the cards, it doesn't work out quite so well.
Okay. New hand.
Yeah, well, he extracted some value in the end from ace high having checked, so.
I call.
Maybe it worked out a little better. A limp from early from Flex 81. Rocken would usually isolate here.
Raise.
There you go. Spot on.
Onwards he does. Charlie Poker.
Claro que las veo.
Yeah, well, they're enough behind that you can easily profitably set mine and with position on everyone.
Wow, what a spot for Mr. Starch.
Indeed. Well, Bean Man...
Make it 500, Ross.
Bean Man could easily have 3-bet big there, but it chooses not to. I guess it's because it's full ring. It kind of scares people from doing that. And it's a big 3-bet from Mr. Starch. He says, come on, let's play a pot. Let's find out who's got a real hand here. Flex now, he limped for $6 from the 2-seat with the suited ace-jack. And actually gets away
it's
cheapest.
easy for him to get away once he's only put 6 in.
Yeah, Rockin made the move, but got away. And now Bean Man, who is marginally a favourite here, but certainly not to know it. Cool. Oh, wow, he makes the call. He makes the call. He thinks that Mr. Starch might well be putting a squeeze in. Or have like something like ace-king, or perhaps exactly ace-king. It's the kind of size raise. Perhaps Bean Man looked at the huge, because it was 22 was the 3-bet, and 116 was the 4-bet. Perhaps Bean Man looked at that and thought he doesn't want any action. It's ace-king. Will he play it that way, though? Mr. Starch now, 2-8-2 in the middle. He's got to c-bet and take this down. He does so. Will it get through? There's only one overcard. Bean Man, he's convinced it's ace-king, but he's been outdrawn. You think, I'm pretty sure, actually, it feels to me like Bean Man felt like there was a huge
It doesn't have
chance
to be
it was
ace-king. It could be ace-queen. It could also be ace-jack, I think, some of the time.
Wow, I don't think Starchy would be doing that with ace-jack.
It was a limp, rock and ISO'd, and
Yeah.
a few callers behind. Ace-jack looked strong there to me.
Maybe, but then why didn't Bean Man do that with eights in the first place?
Because you're going to go into a pot with like $150.
Maybe.
Flop at 8 and hopefully win a huge pot.
Well, yeah, possibly. Wow, he's riveted. He's riveted. We weren't even looking.
Wow.
He's riveted. Incredible stuff. He could have check raised there, but he decides to lead out. He doesn't want to risk he doesn't want to risk it checking down. Starchy knows
Wow, that's
something's
pretty
up.
sick river.
Starchy knows something's up. Can he get away? He knows something's up. He just can't quite figure it out. Does he think he's been outdrawn by... Does he think B-Man would play ace-10 this way? Or does he think it's a set? I bet you Starchy... He must be going through those precise thoughts, right? But he can't get away.
That's sick.
It could be ace-queen. I guess, what's Starchy hoping for there? That it's ace-queen. I can't really think of any other hand that Luke would call 116 out of position. Check call flop.
New hand.
Wow. Fascinating stuff. And of course he got lucky.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, it is pretty sick.
The resuck and the resuck.
Yeah. Well, last hand of the sesh. And it's Rockin's turn. He's been trying to get into the action, but hasn't quite been able to get
found
there.
it quite hard to get past the turn. I think the one hand with JJ he played early on.
Right.
King Jack v King 10, I remember.
Flex, well, he's played a couple of these hands a little passively out of position. Last time it was the King 10 of clubs. This time worse, just the King 10. Ooh, action.
Come on, boys, get it in last hand.
Well, $1,122 for Flex. $698 for Rockin. Tiny pot so far. Is it time to check raise? I feel not. He's tended to try and get there cheaply. He
Pink.
does. Oh, dear, oh, dear.
The money card.
Yeah, that is. But still only 79 in the pot and effective stacks of $650. Hard to see how they're going to get it in here.
Well, if Rockin's going to bet, what, like 50, 60 bucks? He can make it like 150, 160.
Yeah, but in a way, I think
maybe
Rockin's
shove the river.
Yeah, maybe. I don't see Rockin re-raising here.
Like,
but
no, I don't think he's re-raising, but I
Right.
think he's never folding, and depending on what the river is, Flex could ship the river and Rockin will probably call off a lot of the time.
Right.
Like if the board doesn't change, if it's not a club or like a king.
Could be ace-jack. I mean, that's the problem here. You could be up against ace-jack.
See, that's a great card.
I check.
Oh, that's like the worst check in the world.
Well, Rockin now might go for value because why would the straight check?
I'm going for value here with ace queen.
Well, the ace-jack is actually checking, don't you think, here? if Flex has ace jack, he might well be checking here. So Rockin's going to go for value.
I don't know if ace jack would check as well.
Right. Okay.
Just because you're beating every ace.
Yeah. I said right. Okay.
Because hands like ace 4 to ace 9 are now thinking, oh, I'm dropping.
Wow, Rockin checks it down.
Oh, that's a great check.
And we finish with a nice play.
I really like that check. I don't think I would have checked.
We'll find out soon, I suspect. What's this space?
Fin value.
A rare foray into the higher stakes there, and a look at the leaderboard at the end. Well, at the bottom, Cabota Joe with a sorry-looking $1,152 down. Alongside him, Mr. Starch, $622, but that's only, what, half a buy-in, doesn't really matter. Up at the top, we have Beanman, $744 up, and the winner, Flex 81, $877 up. But it could have been more, of course. We saw the hand with him where he flopped he had the nut straight, but he decided on the river against top 2 pair to check it, and Rockin smartly checked behind. That's losing value, isn't it? And you can't really afford to do that in a cash game as kind of short as that.
Yeah, I mean, although the river card paired the board and obviously brings out full boats in there, you can't really be too scared the way the hand played out. I'm always betting for value there.
So he was checking because he was scared not to induce?
I would imagine it was more scared than inducing.
All right, well, don't lose the value. It's not a tournament. You can rebuy. That is the lesson from today. From me and Scott, see you next time.